Hello all, hope all is well. We start on the item screen. Tan themselves have been interacting with me. Tan, thank you for coming by and saying hello to me when I've been live streaming, it's much appreciated. And we've been discussing a couple of the items. I've also mentioned to Tan that I don't like the lazy, etc, etc, but what we were discussing was the joke items, tier zeros. I love these tier zeros. And I mentioned my favourite was the fidget spinner. And Tan has challenged me to work out how the fidget spinner can be useful. And I figured it out. So, there's two ways of doing it, based on what items you get. In my opinion, you take fidget spinner, and if you're in loop mode, you can take the peach cap and the eye patch. So you have one side which is a normal user can use its side, and then you've also got the duplicate. But then you would change the middle side with something else. So there's a lot of items that change middles in the item list. Pick any one, and that would be your third slot in loop mode. Or there's a very simple 2-item fix. No, actually, it's not a simple 2-item fix. It's so you'd go. I just realised because the tier 0 itself, fidget spinner. So it'd be awesome if there was a. I love putting the tier 0s on. I wish there was an independent like tier 0 slot, so you could just have it in excess and it doesn't count as an item. I understand that'd be a little game breaking. Fidget spinner center, right? And then you pendulum. Where is pendulum? Where is pendulum? It's a tier 1. So you swap the left and the middle, and then you get tier 4, and you eye patch. Basically, the key to getting the fidget spinner to being useful is to have another item that removes or negates keywords. Because this duplicate is there, you need to find a way to remove duplicate. So whatever items that say either remove all keywords from this item, like blindfold, just notice that. So if you had let's say you had a veteran, okay, and you decided that you wanted to give the veteran the extra ability to help other characters, you would take fidget spinner and blindfold. So that is a 2-item solution. So I present you a couple 3-item solutions, I present you a 2-item solution. I'm sure there's more, but that's the lowdown on my favourite tier 0. I believe you've also seen me use the bond certificate in a previous video. Hilarious. But today we're just gonna go for a. Let's just hit this again and go for a basic. So the reason why I did that, by the way, is because I wanted to make sure everything was fully reset. Add wither and decay. No, let's skip. I don't like the rotten core modifier personally. I prefer playing just on base. So yeah, I'm quite excited that I figured it out. And I don't know if I will get the opportunity to do such a situation in this run, for instance. But I fancied playing a loop mode. It was either a loop mode and a generate mode. I didn't toss a coin this time. I often cost coins. Wow, cost coins? Yeah, I cost coins to make my decisions on things like that. But on this occasion, I just internally thought to myself, nah. Sometimes there's no greater description or reason than just doing things for the sake of being able to do them. Quite honestly. Splint, you're pretty useless in comparison right now. Let's give you Quiver. I know it means I'm earning a bit less mana, but honestly, it's the consistent availability for damage would be more important, I feel. Could be wrong. What are you dying to? Everything. You're dying now to nothing. Awesome. So, what am I thinking? I haven't even mentioned this team that we're faced with yet. So, the Ruffians are pretty low tier pick for me in terms of loot mode. Because we can't upgrade. I normally am like, well, the 5 damage isn't necessarily a problem. We'll upgrade a unit and find something better, blah blah blah. But for now, it's not the most ideal thing in the world. Let's give the Initiate the regen, I think. Thief, really good base orange. Pretty good few top and bottoms. I want a twin dagger. So yeah, Ruffian's not amazing. Squire's good. I'm actually quite the Squire appreciator. Splint. Honestly, I don't think she's got a very. I don't think she's got the best spell, and I don't think the Initiate's got the best spell either. I like Initiate having a growth side, of course. You're dying to the boar, huh? Let's then ignore the bee. No, let's not ignore the bee. But let's just do this. Just kill this rat. Kill the bee. And we'll move on. So Ruffian, thanks for playing. No, I can save you. You're actually saved. You can bless your lucky stars, Ruffian. That's good, because I know Furamoko would have been disappointed with that outcome. You, and that's a win. Random 2 item. I love this. This is one of my favourite items, Blessed Water. One of my favourite tier 2s. We'll take it. Personally, I just love any dice side which is heal and vitality. Personally, I was understanding of it, but I was a little disappointed with the vampire change. I really liked the middle side, which gave vitality and pain, and then gave and then heal. It was like take some damage, give everyone else a max hit point. It was like a heart icon thing. It was pretty cool. So when that was gone, I was like, oh, well, that's a shame. I understand that vampire is strong and is still strong. So don't get me wrong. Probably my favourite. Right. So with reds, I think my favourite is Prophet. Let's not get that. Let's not get that construed. But on the other hand, for tier 2s, I think my favourite is. Do I let this go? Hold on. Heal and shield 1 cast cleave. So if I was to let the Squire take all the damage, it looks something like this. We'll do that. I don't think that's the best play, but honestly, that's the line I currently see. So that's the line I'd like to work with. So part of the reason why I'm not a big, massive fan of Bandage is not because of its effects. It's the fact that it's single cast. I know that she's a tier 1, so she shouldn't be strong necessarily. But I wish there was. Is there like is there a double use keyword these days, for instance? Double use, yeah. I kind of wish Bandage was double use. But then again, I do say that I'm not a massive fan of Splint either way, so wouldn't make nary a difference to me. I think I'd still play her the same way. So why am I complaining? Yeah, I couldn't tell you either. That's not correct. That's not correct. We okay. I'm gonna save the Initiate here because I can roll a mana side like that one I've been building up. and shove it in his face. Awesome. Twin daggers. Probably my favourite tier 2. Let's move on. So now the thief is basically a juggler, which is great. So there's a lot of single health enemies in here. Let's try to get rid of all of them. So the initiate side isn't built up yet, so I can't rely on the initiate right now. I only need to destroy, which I do here. Doesn't matter who I gave the vitality to. There we go. Let's take the short sword. Give that to the thief. I know it already had a basic 2 side, but now the thief just rolls. The thief just... I can just make sure the thief can roll permanently, because it's always going to land on a useful side. Like that. You're taking aggro. Squire goes down again. So Ruffian, I want to roll the 5 damage side again. Or, you know, he can do nothing. And I don't have the capacity to change the outcome here. It also feels a little cursed. Running the initiate with the regen and the splint with the bow. Something about that feels wrong. Not necessarily from a mechanical point of view, just from a what the hell are they doing in each other's profession kind of way. Let's take the iron pendant for the squire, because it's the deflect here is self shield, so essentially it's shielding itself for 3 instead of 2 right now, which is great because otherwise that'd be a dead. So the splint has a hard time here, but you know, can't do everything for them, can I? Let's see here. Why is your damage so much, Cyclops? If I 2 hit here, hit this, then burst, we are just about living. Six damage required. That's 3. That's 5. So the win here is saving the thief and bursting. The thief does not roll any blanks. I have eliminated the ability for me to get my Will Wheaton curse. So, Demon Eye for the Ruffian. Let's just turn something that already has pain into a... Let's turn something that already has pain into just a massive side. As like a final hoorah to everyone else. I'll take a deflect. So... Squire's going to deflect for someone. And then Splint's going to save someone else. So for instance, the Squire could save here. Right, and the splint could do this, and I could keep the squire. And that means I've just lost the ruffian who I have just gained an item for. Let's do this. Actually, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about that 3 vitality, that 3 vitality side. Honestly. So you're gone. I do not want to lose Thief to the essentially the equivalent of Beat of Death from the heart. Just the gong, I guess, would be the correct and accurate way to describe it. And this is... I don't have to do anything, this is a win. I will, for the sake of interest. Okay, full diamond pristine plus that, no. Big fan of Whiskers. Whiskers is one of my new favoured items, honestly. If I was to remove this, I could add this here. These will copycat its cantrips. Then let's give the... Hold on, what does... If I take this off... Let's keep the splint as default then. Let's change this up. Splint as default, but with blessed water. We'll add the short sword to the ruffian. I think I've slightly improved matters. However, if the ruffian could roll big and take out the zombie, that'd be much appreciated, my friend. That's not a big roll. So, let's see here. Save. Regen. I'm not sure if it gives me regen though. Yeah, I didn't quite think it would do, if I'm honest. I was dubious of that one from the start. So, let's save the... Let's save the initiate, I think. Then burst you. And wow, I don't even have to compromise. I can just save everyone for a turn. I actually quite like the change in the ghost. How it's incorporeal at the 5th hit point now instead of at the 4th. It feels a bit easier to deal with, honestly. Like more manageable, I think is the word I'm looking for. Not saying this is going to go smoothly as a result. I'm just commenting further. Or have I mentioned that before? Probably. Probably just rehashing things I've already said, if I'm honest. I would never do that. Ever. Clearly. Ever. So, yep, that's double dead. Ruffian. You have a giant... There we go. I was going to say, you have a giant Mahusive side, just let it roll. You're dead. That's 2 alive. Add rescue to the left side. Middle column, 4 mana. Isn't sack of mana technically better than growth? Because you have to wait 3 times. You have to wait for 3 uses of growth for it to be neutral. So for the most part, not to the exact 1-for-1, but for the most part, it's more effective to have... Right, let me see here. I think I'd rather do this. I'll let the Ruffian and Squire die. This is a lot of losses in these matches, I have to say. Like, a lot of units are going down. I'm barely having the chance to recover here. Go, 1 down. You will shield yourself. It really didn't matter. Bag of holding. +2 to all incoming healing. Why don't we just make the Squire a super... essentially a super tank. The problem is that the Squire's been dying every turn. If it wasn't for the Squire dying, the Squire would actually be a really good... would be a really good tanky unit. To just save everything. So you're... Right. Look at the state of the play. I can ignore... Oops. Where's the target thingy gone for me? Oh well. So... This Zoodle kills the Squire. But the Squire is going to protect someone else with repair, with deflect. This Zoodle's taking out the Splint. Imp's a pain in the ass. This Zoodle's taking out the ruffian, I can ignore this Zoodle. And this Zoodle's taking out you. So the initiate's dying from 2 sources. Let's take one of the sources out. Let's regen... I mean, the initiate should be trying to regen himself, but he's not. He's regenning the splint. And that's not the end of my turn, is it? No. That's okay. I will eventually use the item that I need to make it the end of my turn. So let's do this. Shield you. You're gone. Everybody's living. Then find a Soodle. Pick it up. And for the rest of the day you have good luck. So what's going on here? I need mana. I need to bandage this. There's exactly 3 people left. So cleave is literally the epitome of there's 4 people left. Idiot. Take back what I was about to say. I was about to give this giant soliloquy about how there's only 3 people left and I can get everybody healed and I can help maintain the status quo, but honestly that's not the truth. Let's attack you. Attack you actually. Deflect you. You're going to be vitality. This one's gone. Okay, this has been a fairly good fight for being able to recover the team. Only the ruffian's gone down. So everybody minus the guy who's just set out to be the glass cannon is back being accessible. Wonderful. Next, Ocular Amulet. +1 pit to the left side. First turn can't die. Ocular Amulet. +1 to the left side. Ocular Amulet on the initiate for a 2 mana cantrip. I think would be about right. Let's risk this. Add undergrowth. Oh no. I picked up the wrong... Oh no, hold on. Turns 2 to targets with shields. So I wanted undergrowth on. These 2. This will cantrip this, and I will use this to cantrip this. Oh no, sorry. The bow cantrips the shield. The regular bow cantrips the sword. I always say that one wrong. Times 2 to targets with shields. Honestly, it would sit better on the thief, but I like my thief loadout, so I'm rolling with it. Ruffian's on takedown duty. And I'll splint the squire. Hold on. Stop. Let's do this. Shield you. This then kills the ghost. And that heals. That would do. What's inflicted? Exert. Let's take out this ghost. Take out the thief. Growth. I know it exerts, but growth. Save you. Oh, something like that. Everyone's exerted. If only I saved 2 mana. I could have got 8 mana out of that. Well. Let's go here. You're set. And these 2 are both dying regardless. Is there not a better way I can do this? No. Save the thief, save the initiate, and then still probably inevitably lose the initiate next turn. Sorry, words are difficult. Right, so the initiate saved. Can't say the same thing for the thief. How frustrating. And the splint has literally no use either. Splint just needs to keep vitalitying the initiate. And the initiate needs to roll cantrip sides. This isn't good. Uh-oh. You got that? So if I always keep 2 mana spare... this is like 1 away from the final turn. This is a loss. This one's a loss. Flee. Let's go one more. Let's see how it goes. Magical? You know what, I'm feeling good vibes from magical right now. I don't know what this R means. I assume it's like ratio of effectiveness or ratio of pips. Couldn't say. I do also like the greens. Okay, where's a coin? It's either of the two. I'm not taking basic this time. Where did I put a coin? Yeah, right. Because magic comes from hold on, how does Magical Trevor go again? Here comes a pig. Look at Trev's toe, it's starting to grow. Right, so toes are at the bottom. So magical is tails. I think that's a really good way to do it. And that is the tails. There we go. That therefore is magical. That did not need to take that long, but you know what? I'm pretty good at making things take longer than they need to. Plus, times 5, this forms a straight of length 5 plus with this dice. I'm not even going to go for it. I'm just going to skip. So what have we got? We've got a thief. Decent enough. A house cat. Actually viable because you can't level up the house cat anyway. What is this? Wow. Okay, so healer's good. Healer got a nice little buff. I like it. That's a dead cat. No, it's not. Can't believe that I had so many bad rolls there and literally had 1 heal and 4 blanks. That was pretty crazy. So we'll kill the bee, take the archers together, heal the healer or the thief? Let's heal the healer. I wasn't really paying favourites or anything, it's just didn't matter because I was heading for the cleave. Okay, so hopefully what just happened doesn't happen again. But just in case. Okay, so R1 has really nice sides here. That was just so unlucky. They've got some really good sides. I can respect R1. It's like a mini little, well, it's like a mini bait plus a mini vampire. B1, also pretty good. Shame it's got not a lot of useful sides. It's one of those, it does have a lot of useful sides, but the sides that it does have are useful. Honestly. So, that's a cleave. Let's mend the cat. Heal B1. Regen R1. Let's get some health back on these bad boys. Actually, I say bad boys in the usual used sense of it, but House Cat is very clearly a good boy. He knocks everything off the shelves. Do you know what? That's the perfect thing that he needs to do. So he's doing a good job with it. Let's go this, burst, and self-heal. Everyone's back to full. Wonderful. Spell. Let's take the wolf ears. Let the cat unleash its inner wolf. Doesn't make sense for a feline to gain a lupine trait, but you know, sometimes this crazy world needs a little bit of upside down. There we go. We'll take this. Heal the. No, let's mend B1. It's the same amount of mana. 3 damage vulnerable. You're dying to both. If I just take out the rat, we're safe. That was a lot simpler. That was the ballpoint pen in space all over again. And this is dead. Cat's gonna bite into the wolf right meow. And it's even got the wolf ears on. So you can just imagine this little cat looking like a wolf biting straight into this big old wolf. Ah yes. +2 mana. I know it needs to go on the healer. I'm just having some fun with it, alright? Good, now that they're squared up, let's regen on the B1, Kenobi. That's good. I'm not too worried about the poison on this, because I have Mend as a spell. And plus I have a Peel Cleanse on R1. So take whichever thing you want, and then also remember that was the 3 damage vulnerable. So copy middle side onto left side. I kind of would want the reverse. I'd want the braids, honestly. Let's give the thief something useful. I think I will allow the blind to run away. Brave Sir Robin ran away. Bravely taking to his feet, he beat a very brave retreat. Okay, he can heal and cleanse himself, that's what I was after. And that's a dead snake. Moving on. I'll take a droopy hat. +2 max hit points. Honestly pretty bonkers for level 1s. Which is why you don't normally have level 1s by this point still. Well, I mean, some level 1s. So you need... Okay, Militia can't run away. I cannot produce 5... I could not produce 5 shield. What I can do is vulnerable him. So that's it. This is a win, right? This is indeed a win. Single use an arrow to the 2 right sides. I'm not a massive fan of this one. I'll add it to the house cat though. Just so we've got one permanent cleave and then one that can just pop off at a later date. Basically. Is my thinking. Can we take the time to appreciate the fact that the person that's being taken out has the bone charm on? Then the one who needs to be healed is probably B1 here. And that's just a 3v3. Now this is what you call an even fight. And I don't like those odds. Not with them rolls. Holy guacamole. That's just gnarly. Finally. This is perfect. Take 1 out. It's not perfect, is it? No, it's not perfect. Pseudo. Well, that was a lot of very nearly useful dice. Let's call it there for now. I don't mind uploading yet another pure fail video. I might do another loot video sometime soon, but I don't know. For now, peace out.